How often, as an actor, do you allow yourself, when you're reading through the newspapers or watching a story develop that's contemporary, to just put it in the back of your mind of, God, I would love to play that part?
Very, very rarely, I have to say.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Bill said the same, and I thought it would be the opposite.
No. It's completely. I think, you know, obviously the appeal of doing this job it was immediately twofold. One was the vanity of wanting to take on this subject and also play a lead role in a major film.
Okay.
But the responsibility and the integrity you try to muster to deal with that when the real guy is there and in a very precarious situation and really doesn't want too much about himself spoiling or getting in the way of what the message he's really brought to the world, and the ability to do that is about.
You get far in this world by relying on others. People are loyal until it seems opportune not to be. Tyrants we're up against have men, money and guns, and I don't have an army to fight them with. All I've got is a website, a couple of fake email addresses, and you.
Listen, I mean, I play some quite iconic characters, obviously, as well, who are fictional. So they come with an equal amount of pressure in a way because there's lots of fan expectation, and those are sometimes met, sometimes not. And I think in a similar way, you know, you could go mad trying to please everyone.
Right.
So there is a point where you just have to always, I think, with any kind of acting, especially when you're just playing a variant of yourself, which a lot of actors do supremely well. And there's to me, there's no differentiating between someone completely changing and someone being a variant of themselves. Good acting is good acting. That's a full stop. So it all takes guts, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because you have to sort of get on and do it and be judged for it. So, yeah, I don't ever look at a paper and kind of go, oh, I've got to play that guy. You know?
Okay.
There are people I see in a paper in extraordinary stories who go, oh, I do look quite similar, and other people sort of go, you should play him, and then you think about it for a second, but no, it's not the way I go about my work.
Okay. Assange is a character we're all still trying to figure out.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he's purposely, I think, enigmatic. Like I said, I think he wants to not make too much of himself and make more of the message. I think he always struggles to do that. Always has since that moment in 2010 for very obvious reasons. You know, he dealt with the mainstream media, and they have their political allegiances. So some came at him with character assassinations, others were supporting him as a hero, and it became a kind of fest of defining him in kind of headline terms. And what I wanted to try to do, and persuaded him that I was interested in doing, when I emailed him at the beginning, well, he emailed me to tell me not to do the film, and he didn't want to meet to condone the project for good reasons on his thinking. But I wanted to persuade him that I was very anti doing anything that had happened to him before. He was rightfully fearful of any kind of fictional or dramatization of real events, especially his circumstance and his personality, because of how I think he'd experienced the press and his exposure to the world. So I just wanted to reassure him that I have empathy with that. I'm an actor, and I'm also in the public eye, and it becomes a blurred line between people wanting to know more about you and not just look at your work, you know, and judging you the way you look, who you go out with, what you eat, what you say, your politics, everything, because you're there and you're talking like I am now, and yet this is actually for a film that I want people to see that I'm in, and the lines blur. And I said, look, there is an empathy there. It's not the same. It's not as precarious as your situation, but it means a lot to me, and I want to protect that. And I want to give it balance. I'm not going to make you into a hero, but I'm not going to make you into a villain either.
I sat in ComicCon for the Sherlock presentation.
How was that? I wish I'd been there, man.
Well, your video was hysterical and played so well. That room, I wish you could have felt the energy in that room.
So do I. I mean, you know, it's an amazing thing, and you know, a lot of love for our program, and we're so pleased. We so enjoy making it. It's such a joy.
But your joke was true. Like, you were like, oh, what are we going to talk about? Hobbit? Oh no. Oh, we're talking about Star Trek? No. But
yeah, it could have gone either way. That people could have gone, you know, God, he's big-headed. But to be honest, it is bizarre. My year is bizarre, and it's got to the point where sometimes I'm talking about projects and I forget one. I forget one of these films. I mean, it's criminal. That's how embarrassing the riches are for me. You know, it's like